got the Dolby Vision popping, I'm the colorist on top. Film density so heavy, it's like I'm never gonna try. Grading scenes with precision, making colors vivid through the darkest corners. My art, you must admit it, no ordinary gangster. I'm a colorist on the streets, I mix the hues and shades, making visuals complete. From the darkest shadows to the brightest sunlit sky, paint a masterpiece, that's what you can't deny. Ain't no match for my grading skills, I'm the champion. Like a visual illusion, I'll leave you in a trance, man. With magic on the screen, I create a sensation. The colors that I manifest, they cause a revelation. Step into my sweet hands where the magic happens. Balancing the tones, I control the captain's cabin. Highlights popping, mid-tones just right. Black so deep, they like the dead of night. I bend the gamma, curve the line, craft every shot to look so fine. Red 2020, wide gamut in play. Ace pipeline, set the visual array. Colors so real, they stretch beyond the norm. In Rec 709, I standardize the form. Log profiles give the latitude I need. Crafting colors let the visuals lead. Color wheel spinning, it's a visual feast. In the booth, I'm a beast. On the screen, a masterpiece. Contrast high, shadows deep. Got the look so sleek. Every frame, every scene, make the colors speak.
Fucking hi. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of Cult of Color. My name is Joe, aka Nomad. I'll be your colors for the evening. It's dark because it's dark outside, storms and whatnot, hurricanes and all that happy horse shit. The astute among you might notice that we dropped the resolution down to 2K as opposed to 4K. Reason being, I wanted to get the latency down, so it's a little bit easier to have a fucking conversation with y'all. So, yes, I use fuck like a syllable. Some people use it like a comma. I use it like a syllable. Sometimes it's how I breathe. So, on the agenda today, we have we got some community videos, some submissions we're gonna watch through. And then we're going to take a short little jaunt through some GoPro settings, mostly focusing on stock GoPro firmware, not the Labs firmware. As I know, Koala was just basically asking, how do I get rid of my twisty horizon? And so I think we're going to help him out today. We're talking about resolution and getting the most out of your GoPro, acquiring the most data so that you have the most to work with. So with that, let's get into some videos, yeah? So let me turn this off, and this time I will actually get my fat ass out the fucking way, and we can get into some proper videos. Let me pull this down here. I don't know if that's gonna work right because it's been a dick lately. So I'll stretch that out. First up, we got some 8-bit FPV, Mr. Creative himself. We come in peace. A thing about deep. Okay. Let's have a look.
We don't talk about the avocado.
A little bit bigger of a window this time. Koala will show up, he always does. Yeah, tonight's gonna be a little shorter of a show. I got a lot going on. So we're just gonna talk about the GoPro settings real quick and just some general stuff. Not a whole lot of demo, but it's going to kind of set you up for success when it comes time for actually acquiring footage.
The thing about me
if it works the same way. Koala, koala, koala. If I say it 3 times, does it show up in the chat?
The thing about deep is it comes with a multitude of levels.
Like a sunset flight around a skate park?
It said it was a spiritual thing.
Oh, ate shit.
But it's much more to me than that. It's the bricks of a nation. It's that constant vibration, you know, that kind that pulls your heart out of your chest. You know, the thing about deep is it's not a genre that separates, you know. It's not that thing that instigates hate. It's more of a love, and we can all come together, and no matter what the weather, it would just wrap itself around us and keep us warm, you know. The thing about deep is it doesn't matter if you're white, black, or yellow, or brown, as long as you come to get down, as long as you come in peace, so the peace can come
It looks like, I mean, this is obviously DVR, so he can barely fucking see.
so everybody in this place can get a taste, you know, of what it feels like to be truly free. And don't take it from me. Just look at the look on everybody's faces. It's almost as if they've been delivered from a cold, dark place. And just now, for the first time, feeling the warmness of the light, the elements.
Yeah, there's fireworks happening. This looks like this was around the 4th, that weekend, maybe.
The thing about deep is the thing about deep.
Guess he's showing off his antennas.
The thing about deep. The thing about deep is the thing about deep.
Yeah, make sure that you got the little red light next to live, so you're as caught up as you can be on the stream. It's only about like a 7-second delay now between what you see and what I see, so I'm gonna have to wait 45 seconds for me to respond to a chat message. So one question I have for 8-bit, is it Skirch or Scritch? I see like meow a lot, so is it like scritching a cat, like you give your cat scritches? Inquiring minds want to know. My brain says Skirch, but then it occurred to me it might be Scritch. What side is the implied vowel on? Between the K and the R, or the R and the C? Oh, that was a transition. Coupled with the spinning background, I wasn't prepared for that. Yeah, the tiny little guys. I'm dizzy now. Holy rotating Batman. Thank you for the submission, 8-bit. Always fun to see you ripping it up. was kind of cool to see the fireworks in the background. Okay, next up we got Mr. Koala FPV. I have not seen him in the chat yet. I don't know where he be. So here we go. Bird Bridge Kiss Ultra V2. He's always got to be Kiss Ultra done it.
Welcome to Tango 2.
You're watching Koala FPV.
From a head full of pressure as the senses that I clutched. Made a date with divinity, but she wouldn't let me fuck. I got touched by a hazy shade of God, help me change.
The DVR footage in there.
In my veins, from a head full of pressure as the senses that I clutched. Made a date with divinity, but she wouldn't let me fuck. I got touched by a hazy shade of God, help me change. Caught a rush on the floor from the life in my veins.
Of Kiss Ultra, and what it does for people who don't know is illustrates actually how smooth this flying is, not just the stabilization. Looks like he's using super view with in-camera stabilization, just a tiny bit, set to something. Colors are good as per the norm.
I'm tired out by the distances achieved. Walking in my sleep, thoughts got shifted since the high. Got a tad too deep, past dad to keep cool. I call him back soon as I resume.
That's right, I think I saw this over the weekend. A bridge is opening like this week or something like that. You had to get your flight in when you could. The sky looks fantastic, dude.
Pressure as the senses that I clutched. Made a date with divinity, but she wouldn't let me fuck. I got touched by a hazy shade of God.
It's a grimy looking swimming pool.
On the floor from the life in my veins. Head full of pressure as the senses that I clutched. Made a date with divinity, but she wouldn't let me fuck. And I got touched by a hazy shade of God. Help me change. Caught a rush on the floor from the life in my veins. So fuck needles, fuck
chance so you're gonna watch the DVR replay of this, Mr. Koala guy. Oh, hey, Hexy. Hey, you just did say you were there. That's cool. When do I get to come hang out with y'all? Dude, get out and push Canada closer.
Built a tolerance, now it's more that I consume. And when it pours up my room, the world's whores will croon in unison. Unify the eulogy. Autopsy pages read euthanasia, i.e. irony. Well, here I be.
You can freestyle the Vada.
Sedated, windows dilated, comatose, life overdose. Tell Jacob Miles, keep it wild style. I promise I'll smile. And check the floor,
What's
guys
up,
got
Lambo?
nice towel. Tell Jacob Miles, keep that shit
You cold
wild
or something?
style. And I'll smile and check the floor, guys got nice from my head full of pressure as the senses that I clutched. Made a date with divinity, but she wouldn't let me fuck. And I got touched by a hazy shade of God. Help me change. Caught a rush on the floor from the
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good grade for not having static exposure. I also feel like this is kind of a LUT, and I think I recall Koala View's CapCut, which has built-in filters, which are kind of like LUTs. I actually don't think the CapCut filters are as destructive as actual LUTs are. Glad you made it in, Lambo. I too am just chilling, watching another one of Koala's great flights. Very pleasing colors and great sky detail. Really, really like this, and it fits the music quite nicely. See, the problem I have, you can see it in the GoPro a little bit. The built-in stabilization is very notchy. It kind of locks in under a certain threshold of motion, and then it almost feels like, yeah, it's not as pleasing. So we're going to talk about that today. Great video, Koala. Thank you very much for the submission. Up next, we got my latest one last night. Was this last night or the night before? I can't remember anymore. More, as of yet, for the most part, unseen clips from my summer adventure, but I did an original piece of music here. Yeah, I know CapCut allows LUTs, but if he's using like a built-in CapCut filter, I don't know if it works the same way as a LUT. in that I don't think it's necessarily throwing data away like most LUTs do. So, I don't know. I don't really use CapCut. I used to use the mobile version. I think the mobile version is fantastic. I recently switched to LumaFusion on my iPhone, especially when I was out in the field. I ran GyroFlow on my iPhone and used LumaFusion for cutting and grading, and it was a little bit janky at first to get used to using it because it's not very intuitive, but it's slightly more powerful in terms of color. Oh, fuck off. But there's some stuff in here that hasn't been seen yet. The dirt, that iron oxide dirt, is so very red. It wants to very much overpower the sensor in the GoPro. It's tough to get that toned down enough to actually be viewable. Yeah, thanks, James. Appreciate that. I'm still trying to figure out how to take like everything I have and turn it into an actual cohesive story, like a short film or something. You know, my wife and I vlogged a lot. She vlogged independently of me sometimes. But like a lot of it wasn't planned. There were times when we didn't vlog when we probably should have, and thanks, Lambo. Saved the longest trip down the mountain for the end there. It's almost 2 kilometers up. Let's just make sure I do that. I need to go back to 8-bits and make sure I give him some love as well. All right, James. Here's your redemption. Your redemption tour here. So I will admit, when you posted it, I happened to be looking right at the chat, so I already looked at this, and you have in fact redeemed yourself. I still see some purple, but a lot less than last week. Like now it looks more artistic and like an artistic choice and not like a mistake. You got a tiny bit of purple in there. What kind of monitor do you use, dude? Okay. I want to look at the actual color temperature that's on the monitor. Like it might be set to cool, which might make your purples look blue, and you could be compensating for that. Could also be your GPU driver that could be fucking with the colors. That's why, like, DaVinci Resolve only outputs clean feed to their own card, the DeckLink monitor, to a dedicated monitor, so the GPU and the operating system and all that shit can't fuck with the colors. So you got an ND filter on there? What camera is this? Oh, okay. No, wait, hold on. I'm seeing digital motion blur. GoPro 11. Looks good, dude. Can't really complain. Yeah, it looks like you were trying to cool off your shadows and warm up your highlights. Basic split tone. I think you accomplished that in this case. I'm either seeing macro blocks or I'm seeing digital motion blur. Not sure about Samsung monitors, how capable they are as far as calibration goes. You can buy calibration kits for monitors. Okay, there are macro blocks. Very cool, James. Thanks for the submission. And now we got Ranham. He is currently the last one in the list. And then after that, we'll get into some GoPro stuff. Passagrill Dredger. Curious about what drone you're flying. Almost sounds like a Nevada. Camera looks a little bit DJI. Wonder if it says in the description. Hero 12 Black, okay. White lens, hyper smooth off, 1/60th shutter. Yeah, it looks pretty good. ND32. Yeah, so Ranham, if you're watching, Hero 12 is a little bit weird. If you're shooting GP log, you do need another stop darker ND filter. I run an ND64 on my Hero 12s. ND32's fine, like at sunrise, sunset, but midday like this, it's just too much. So, yeah, get yourself an ND64. You'll be right as rain. Well done on this, though. Might be a little bit more stabilized than I would generally like, which is weird coming from a cinematic pilot. Yeah, hey, good point. Thanks for pointing that out there. Looks like you got a little bit of... It's heavily stabilized. We don't quite have the lens distortion correcting up to 100%, but it's also not 0%, so no harm, no foul there. See if he's using Labs Firmware or not. Auto white balance, okay. So I don't really care for auto white balance. I think if you don't want to have to fuck with white balance in post, set it to 5500 and then just leave it there. Because I mean, realistically, you're almost always going to be flying your GoPro outside, right? So, if it's shady, you can make a slight adjustment to warm it up, because shade will look a little bit cool. Auto white balance does not get the job done, in my opinion. This is a little bit cooler, I think, than reality. It actually makes it feel cold, if that makes any sense. And clearly it's not cold, because there you are. Thanks for the, thank you for the submission, my guy. Yeah, what was I saying? Just set that white balance to static 5500 instead of native. That way you still don't have to fuck with it, but it's generally just going to be spot on and it won't ever change in the middle of your flight, which that's an issue, especially when you're doing landscapes and things like that. You fly over something red and everything goes cool to try and compensate. So at the very least, you want static white balance. It doesn't have to be native. It can be just, you know, daylight, 5500 and call it a day. But everything else here is really good. Yeah, this is exactly how I'd set it up. So actually,